When I was 6 years old, I was molested by a family friend. I was constantly triggered, and I was constantly having these um, I had a lot of anxiety attacks, and like I would have multiple anxiety attacks a day, and like I would struggle in sort of social um, during social interactions, um, and so I had very unhealthy coping mechanisms. Food was a big one, and I would avoid a lot of social interactions, and yeah, just constantly depressed. Um, just like there's a lot of clutter in my mind, just constantly thinking of worst case scenarios, and also like replaying that particular, I guess, the sort of the traumatic event over and over again, and sort of coming up with these like worst case scenarios, um, and had like very negative um, beliefs about myself and what my life was gonna be. Very, very different. It was almost like someone, I mean, I did a spring clean on my mind. Had a lot of, you know, just, just like, I think a couple of weeks after I finished the 12 sessions, um, like I would be constantly amazed at how much sort of free space I have in my mind, and just like not constantly running these thoughts and um, this sort of like memories and all that, like in a loop, that obsessive sort of, that, I don't know how to phrase it, but maybe that memory loop. Um, it was amazing that, like 12 weeks can change, like you can change your mind so much. And a lot of the sort of, um, I guess, the unhealthy coping mechanism took time to sort of get over. But when I was doing it, I was aware that when I had the urge to do certain things, I was aware that it's not something I actually want to do. It's just a habit, and like I didn't necessarily have to like do it. Um, yeah, like it changed how I looked at myself, and it changed how I looked at everyone else, and just the world in general, I guess. And like I wasn't constantly triggered. I didn't have an anxiety attack for maybe like 6 7 months after therapy. Um, and like if I, which was very rare, but if I felt like I was being triggered, I could stop almost before it actually became like a full on anxiety attack. And I could recognize, like I knew what my triggers were. If I felt like something was about to trigger me, I can um, think think through it in a logical way, so that it doesn't actually trigger me, I guess. Um, I think week maybe 2 3 and 4 was probably the hardest, or maybe it was 3 4 5. The, not the first week, but like 2 or 3 weeks after the first week, um, it was pretty tough. Because I think doing the the trauma account and like reading through it every day, that was almost like re-traumatizing. But then like afterwards, like it's just you don't you're not as upset and as triggered as you were before. And I think maybe about maybe 7 or 8 weeks, I basically did nothing else except come to therapy, have session, have the session, have the session with you, and then I'll go home and do the worksheets, And I did a lot of sort of like self-care stuff. I would have like long baths. I did eat quite a lot during that time. Naps, a lot of naps, because I was physically exhausted. So like my main focus was like just 12 weeks. I'm not gonna do anything else. Just gonna do this, fix myself. Um, yeah, like I guess that was my priority. So like some of the things, like some of the stuck points were really hard to go through, and like and I there were instances where I didn't want to do it, but I guess in anything like anything in life, when you don't want to do it, that's when you actually have to do it. That's when you don't want to do it for a reason. Like when you do it, I don't know, it fixes itself, I guess. But I mean, when you don't want to do it, that's when you actually have to do it. So, um, like I know it gets hard, but it's worth it in the end. So like stick to it. Um, I don't think I necessarily have PTSD symptoms, but I'm sort of being mindful to sort of keep an eye out. Um, I haven't had a trigger in like maybe almost 2 years, and like because I think one of the sort of problem areas for me was like sort of um, physical affection, and maybe even affection in general. Like even if I made a new friend, if they were getting if they were acting too nice to me, I would freak out. And like now, I noticed recently that I don't have that urge to freak out anymore. Like I'm okay with letting it be, and like and also reciprocate that affection rather than just talking to someone for the sake of talking. Rationalizing it and putting things into perspective helped understand why the triggers were happening. So that way, if I understood why I look at things a certain way, or like react to certain things a certain way, I can either not, like when the trigger is happening, I can tell myself this is this is what's going on. This is why your body is reacting the way it's reacting. This is not real, or this is real, so move away. You're in danger, or like because I think a lot of the triggers were around like not feeling safe, but in reality, I was actually safe. So just that understanding, so that I could sort of go through like a thought process and tell myself, no, I'm actually safe. Like so like really no point in getting triggered and